Before I played Enter Lillies, like a lot of people, I started off with Hollow Knight. I'd never played another Metroidvania before, usually playing Souls-likes or JRPGs like Persona or Chrono Trigger. There were no real expectations for the game, and after playing a bit at the start, I thought I would truly hate the game and the genre. But after pushing through, I fell in love. Hollow Knight has an incredible atmosphere, incredible combat, and excellent lore. I'm saying this because I found Ender Lilies through Hollow Knight in a sense. While watching Rusty videos on the game, I came across his video on Ender Lilies and was convinced to play it. He said it was special, that it was comparable to Hollow Knight, and that it was a must-try. I have to say, after playing through to completion, the first game I ever 100%ed, he seriously undersold Ender Lilies. This game is more than incredible. It's art.
Hi there, my name is Alice, and I'm a huge nerd. I'll be honest, this is my first video. I'm anxious about a lot of things. My voice, the editing, the music choice, but more than anything, I love this game, and I want to show it how I feel I can. I have a lot of trouble expressing myself through words since I am actually on the spectrum, but I still want to try, so I guess I should start with my favorite aspects of the game.
I hear the muffled voices of the villagers outside my shack. They fear what I have become upon my return from the fortress battle. I chose to become an immortal knight to protect them all. There are days I wish I would be purified, but the priestess of the font must not be made to carry that burden any longer. After some time, I hear voices again. But this time, they belong to the White Priestess and a child. The priestess, once but a child herself, now cuts a radiant figure. I no longer know the pleasures of joy, but despite this, my cheeks widen in a grin. When madness takes me, will this little one be made to carry the burden? I don't know how long my consciousness will hold out. But as long as I am myself, I will be a shield to protect them from harm. The pain I will endure is nothing compared to their suffering.
What I just showed was the cutscene that plays when you beat Gerard, aka the Ground Slam. He's not the first ability you unlock. Normally players unlock the double jump first. Her name is Sigrid, someone who tried to escape Lily into the church. Unfortunately, she lost herself to the Blight, and ended up attacking one she was trying so desperately to defend. Every ability has a story. It's not just a simple unlock, and these aren't just attacks. These are people, victims of the Blight, who have been helped by Lily and in return help her. When I'm fighting and I miss, I don't just go, damn it, I missed. I go, Gerard, you bastard, he was right there. Which, I know, yes, very jokey, but that just goes to show how the combat feels unique from other Metroidvanias. It feels real, like it's the result of interacting with a living, breathing world. Like, I'm fighting with allies, friends. Like, these are people. And it's something I deeply love about the game. But that's not what I love the most. This is the most direct and impossible to miss example of it. My real love in Binary Haze's clear passion lies in the small things, so... and this might get a little ranty, but... here we go.
When playing this game, have you ever noticed how different the save point benches really are? I swear this isn't an unrelated tangent, just hear me out. What I love the most about this game is the subtle things it does to convey the existence of the world. We all know what a save point is, a samey spot where while the locale is different, the point itself is always the same. Bonfires, benches, or maybe just a desk for your local alchemist to visit when writing for their journal. This is absolutely unrelated, but play Atelier Sophia. It's another good game, and it's an honest toss-up whether I make a love letter on that next or not. Anyways, I've been flashing these save points as I've been talking. I'll admit there's some repetition for area for save point design, but even so, there's a massive amount of variety. Every area has its own save point design, whether it be a mushroom-coated bench, a box in a broken-down house, or a simple bed. They could have settled for the same bench in every point, but instead they designed each point to not only blend into the area, but for the point itself to represent the area. It's small, but it's a truly wonderful thing that adds a distinct separation to each area that makes it feel unique and, to a certain extent, mitigates the immersion break that might come with a save point. It isn't just a spot in the middle of nowhere with no real explanation for how it got there. It's a place created in-world for the express purpose of resting for the people that inhabit it. Of course, there's still the relief of finding a safe spot to rest, and I have to say, Binary Haze's placement of these points is excellent. A lot of the time, they're right next to a boss room, or at the midpoint between areas in a way that allows the difficulty of traveling a dangerous area, but does so in a way that doesn't feel like you don't need to run halfway across the map to find it. Hi there, my name's Alice, a local dork and fan of exaggeration. Of course, that isn't the only way Binary Haze adds to the ironic liveliness of this admittedly kinda dead world. Another small thing is how when you pick up haze from a corpse, there's a single line that appears. And again, while there is some repetition, there are also lines unique to certain areas like the castle soldiers and the witches of the thicket. There's also how the fast travel, and this kinda goes into my point earlier about stories. I'll admit it's not much more than a horse zombie is thankful, so now here's a free ride everywhere, but fact is, there's an in-world explanation that works with Lillies' role as a white priestess that follows the internal logic of the game instead of just, a fast travel, and if you pay attention, you can see the horse come to pick up Lily at certain benches, which, I'm gonna be honest, after all this recording, I'm not sure I want to spend the next 5 hours replaying every bench to find the few moments it does happen. And all this is, oddly enough, easy to miss despite being a core mechanic of almost every game, let alone this one. Of course, this isn't the only way the game sort of passively builds atmosphere. Another point is the Lily. And on to the next part of my rant and the next segment of this video. Lily's progression and growth throughout the game. Here, I'm going to spoil a lot, so if you haven't played the game, I recommend just skipping this video entirely. If you don't care or already know, then let's dork out together. First, I want to go over her animations. When you first unlock the night, Lily hides her face and leans back when attacking, showing a perfectly normal fear, but as you progress through the story and increase the combo count, Lily hides her face less and starts to lean forward, showing her growth as a warrior, something that happens with almost every animation. Another example is her dash. At first she just throws herself forward haphazardly, but at one point it becomes a proper dash where she looks forward with arms outstretched. Then that dash becomes enhanced, and she takes on a combative stance, albeit she does hide her face again at the end of the enhanced dash attack, showing she is in fact still just a little girl. Without a word, the game shows her clear inexperience and growth as a warrior through normal gameplay means like attacks and a dash that are, while impossible to miss, the story they tell is very easy too. Another fun thing they do with Lily is the character model changes. Lily serves the role of a white priestess, a person immune to the negative effects of the blight that one day rained down on the kingdom and spread an unholy plague leading to the undead fall of its existence. What Lily and other white priestesses are supposed to do is absorb the blight from others and alleviate them of its negative effects. Of course, they can still die, and it's possible to become a blighted lord if you look at Lily's mother, but the plague itself doesn't kill them. The build-up does. Something they did here that they didn't do in the sequel is show the build-up. As you kill enemies, you can physically see the blight leave their bodies and enter Lily's, and as she levels up, the model changes to show that build-up. Starting off with blackened hair and ending in what can only be described as pure torture. It was absolutely unneeded, but they did it anyway, again showing Binary Haze's clear passion for the game. And again, that's the easy to miss stuff. Another thing I really like is how interconnected the lore is, with my personal favorite being Knight Julius. And this is something I failed to add. When you collect haze from a corpse, the corpse turns gray, signifying that they have been cured of the blight. Again, something unneeded, but they did it anyways, and it's just incredible to me. Now on to the next segment, that little bit of lore I love so much. Now, Ender Lilies does have a sequel, which by standard definitions is a better one. It runs a bit smoother, it looks better. While there's less spirits, there is a bit more variety in the gameplay. But Lillies does have something that makes it a bit more special. Its approach to lore and world building. Ender Lillies takes a more Souls-like approach, while Magnolia takes a more direct approach, with the spirits at times having an engaging and extended dialogue. I personally prefer Lillies' approach as it makes it feel like everything has a reason for existing in the game beyond filling some basic requirement. Knight Julius is my personal favorite because his lore is spread all across the game, with him having direct ties to other spirits, even if only implied. For the sake of keeping spoilers minimal, I won't go deep into his lore, but still, I will lightly go over it. So skip ahead if you want to be spoiler-free. As the kingdom approached oblivion, its subjects became deathless abominations. My brethren fought on until madness consumed them, or the rain did. I managed to stave off the corruption of my mind and found myself in the throne room. My blade held over the king I was meant to protect. He shook and blubbered in exasperation. The priestess and knights who gave their lives for the kingdom were disposable. This was where the king's obsession with immortality had led us. The king's words, dripping with greed, were the palpable lament of his corrupt heart. It was plain to me, as the blood pumping in that heart also flowed through my veins. I, too, had not fought to protect the kingdom or its people, but my own interest. I only wished for him to admit he had been wrong to abandon me. Surely enough, as I held my sword over him, his eyes were fixed only on me. I had been waiting for this, waiting for our eyes to meet for the very first time. Knight Julius is the bastard son of the king who doomed the original inhabitants of the Land's End, the madman who created an immortal army, who doomed his people, and who doomed the White Priestess, the man who was evil enough to throw away his own son just because he was a bastard. That son was Knight Julius, who was later found and adopted by another spirit, the leader of the assassin's army who worked directly under the king. Knight Julius didn't know about the truth at first, he didn't. But when he found out, he immediately abandoned his family, not because they were killers, but because they hid the truth from him. And when he could, he joined and trained to become a member of the royal army. So that way he could one day go to his father and look him dead in the eyes, to show and say, "I am here," only to come out in the end with his own father's blood on his hands. Knight Julius is interesting to me because, like I said, he's mentioned by another main spirit that Lily can collect in the game, and is mentioned in that spirit's diary, another diary entry that might have been his mother. It is implied, but it is unclear. And of course, it shows him killing his own father on the clip I just showed. Now, what's really, really great about this game is that every single spirit has some level of detail. Earlier on, I showed the Hamlet youth, a little boy who went out to find his mother in the Blight only to be corrupted, and that is a minor spirit. It has no deep, detailed lore, but the fact is, it does have lore. And every major spirit has lore on par with Knight Julius. It's incredible that everything was thought of, that everything feels alive, that thanks to this, I can feel I'm not just playing a game, that I'm fighting with allies, with people. The world is built incredibly well, and everything I've said has been a small, easily missable thing, something you couldn't notice, but without a word, further adds to the atmosphere. And that's solely in the gameplay mechanics. We can't say anything without bringing up Millie's incredible score and how well she adds a certain level of dread and liveliness to each and every area she composed for. I think I'm going to end the video here, but before I do, first, please check out Rusty's video on, what was it called? I'm making a video on this and I already forgot what it's called. Please check out Rusty's video on Ender Lilies. And if you'd like to see more of me, I do stream regularly on Twitch. I like to play Souls games and Metroidvanias. My next video will be on No Straight Roads. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been enjoyable despite how short it was.